little bit of an earlier lift, 11:30, and this lift is going to be a little bit of a combo. I'm talking workout, cardio afterwards. 30 minutes, bike, nothing wild, and the main reason is just efficiency. I got some stuff to do later today, so I want to get the full portion done earlier. And I know you don't want to hear me talk about cardio too much, but in terms of the times to do it, I think doing it right before your workout, not ideal. You're about to lift a bunch of weights, you don't need to tire yourself out. But other than that, you're kind of good. Anytime you could get it in the day, except for perhaps maybe 2 hours right before a good workout, I think you're pretty much cool. I wouldn't recommend that. But a morning workout or a morning cardio session with an evening weight session, or even weights with cardio immediately after, that's not terrible either. I'd rather just chill and get some food after a workout. But if you're going to skip cardio altogether, unless you do it right after a workout, well, then I think you're still better off. But of the two, your best bet, I would say, is definitely cardio in the morning, lift at least later, at least maybe 4 hours later. So you get some meals, you get it recovered, you're getting back to kind of full strength. Not that 30 minutes on the seated bike really takes me out of peak strength or anything. It's not like it's that hard, but it is a little bit of a stress to the point where I can tell I'm kind of getting a little bit more fatigued than maybe necessary right before a workout. But no, plan for today with back, we'll just have to see. I feel like I've been on a bit of a kick where I've been biasing a bit more lats, so I might make today a little more row centric, a little more thickness centric. So that might mean a little more upright rows, or not exactly upright, but upper back biased rows, maybe some cable action, maybe some whatever. We'll just have to see. But it'll definitely still end up being a back and forth of upper back, mid back to lats. I've never really gotten the gist of, well, I get the gist of it, but sometimes people have the logic where they go, okay, I'm doing only my lats for this back day, and then the next back day I'll do my upper back, which over the course of a week, if you had just split them up evenly between each other, then they both got the same amount of work. That is if you did double lats on a lat only day and then double mid-back rows on a row only day. But that that argument of preference only goes so far as if it works, it works. Well, then you're good, right? But we'll see. Doubt, okay, actually that's not true. There might be some people in here. It's Saturday. Nobody's in school right now, so hopefully if it is jumping, then everybody is at least getting after it hard and not, just slacking. It's not cool to be in a gym where you can tell nobody's really bringing it, but that's nobody's fault. Nobody's to blame for that. And if you let that kind of mess with your own hype, well, then that's actually your fault, right? It's your fault for letting in a bleak attitude in the world affect your own workout. If I go into a gym and it's completely dead, well, then guess what? That means I've got to bring it. So all that hype and motivation has to come internally, and that's fine by me. Right? No matter if there's somebody watching or if it's just me and I've got to rely on the safety so I don't get crushed, I still want to hit a wild ass set of squats, but not today. So I think nothing else to say. Let's just get this freaking back pump started. Let's get started. Single arm, and this is kind of a half pull down, half row. So bench as such, a little plate just to keep the bench from sliding forward toward the cable. I guess you could, it's kind of a combo because I'm getting the stretch of a pull down because I'm really leaning forward into the top. But as I pull back into the row, I'm gonna lean back, and then it's a little bit more of a little more rowish of a squeeze. So solid opener, that's for sure. And since my left lat is a little behind, let's hit failure there and then match reps on the right side. Okay. Holy crap. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's do 2 more of those. Same weight, same everything. And then move on to more of a row. One more.
Best way to put it. Right, though. That's why I always rep that shirt, though. It kind of fits in the box, and it's like, yeah, that was something. Also, the cheesecake, yeah.
Oh, okay, let's move on. All right, let's do a heavy set. Drop set may be necessary here. All right, come on. Okay, one more. Whew. Goodness. Okay. All right, let's do a pull down again. Whew. Oh, one more. Oof. Okay. All right. Let's finish with some underhand pullovers or pull downs. Fuck, come on. Oh shit. Okay. Alright, I think whatever sets next is gonna be it. Oh, let's decide what it ends up being. This will be the last one. Just a very squeezing centric set of pull downs. Pretty much the same style as almost this whole lift. Right? Squeezing when I'm fresh, and then once I can't do complete reps, burn out with partials. Okay. There we go. All right. The good posing spot is occupied, but it's like when you come across a regular road from two stop signs this way, right? They've got it right away. The people actually doing a workout in front of the dumbbell rack, believe it or not, they actually take priority over jumping in and posing. I know. Unfortunate, but you know what? I think we can live with that. That's a reasonable state of things. But yeah, even just like not even pumped up well, obviously pumped up, but not even posing, just standing in kind of a natural setting or a natural stance. Dude, my lats are feeling freaking wide. And then add a real lat spread into the mix. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And come pretty soon, I'm actually going to like the way my back looks unpumped compared to pumped. Because when it's unpumped, that's kind of when it's the sharpest, most detailed. You can see all the intricacies of like, you know, rhomboids and traps and everything else. Because when it gets pumped up, it kind of all swells up. And sometimes in a way that it takes away from that separation, right? Your chest is like just one brick of freaking muscle right here. The bigger, the better. But with your back, it's so detailed, I want to be able to see everything that's actually going on. And if that comes at the cost of slightly less pump, that actually balances out. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, man. Dude. I'm going to start bringing back the actual pre-lift cardio pose downs in the morning, just because that's going to give me a more accurate, like, look at just how I'm actually progressing leanness wise, not just, you know, size wise pumped up. But I think that's all I got to say. Let's get out of here.